Well, as you can see from the scene behind me, I've had to travel somewhere slightly cooler this week, and I took the opportunity whilst I was here in New York to catch up with the lovely people at the Circus Warehouse. So, first of all, Suzi, could you tell me a little bit about the Circus Warehouse?
Thank you for asking. Circus Warehouse is a professional training facility for aspiring circus artists, and it's also a place for the athletically inclined to practice circus arts individually, flying, static trapeze, cerceau, silks, all the good stuff. So, but our main claim to fame is where the professionals come to either retrain and learn new acts, or the dancers and gymnasts come to train officially for the circus. We basically send them out with an act.
That's awesome. So could you then tell me a little bit about the training program that you run here for professional artists?
The training program has about 30 to 40 people in it when it's full. And they take a minimum of 10 hours a week of formal classes, and then they come in the rest of the time and work out on their own or work on acts. And they take everything. They take ballet, they do dynamic acrobatics, they do static, forms. They fly. We basically have them in the whole 8,000 square feet and 30-foot ceiling area. They're everywhere in every dimension.
So how long is the course itself?
It's open-ended. We're small enough where we make individualized courses for each student. And some people, have a year, of training that they need. Some people have 4 years. We are putting together an all-girl flying team at the moment, and that's taken quite a few years because they've learned it basically from the beginning.
Cool. So what's the smallest amount of time that people can come here for?
If somebody is a professional and we get along with them well and it feels like a good idea, they can even come for a month.
So I was quite privileged to come here for 3 months at the end of 2012, which I got a lot out of. How would someone typically go about applying for the program and getting onto it?
We have, you can go to www.circuswarehouse.com, and there's a PDF that you can download of what the intensive program is about, and we're just putting an application online now. Usually it would say to write in to me or to Michelle, my partner in crime here, and that got copious because a lot of people would like to come here, and we have to, our process for getting people in is quite complicated. It's not, we actually have to really take a look at them and see if we can train them. It's not so much what they can do already, but if we think that we have something to offer them. And that they have something to offer us in return.
That's very good. Could you also then tell us a little bit of something about the teachers on the program?
The teachers are, without exception, very, very high level. They're either circus stars, we have Olympians, we have really the cream of the crop in teachers. That was the idea behind this school, was to have very few teachers who teach very many things, who can kind of teach for each other when needed. For example, a recreational flying school might have 40, 50 flying teachers. We have one, and somebody to change out with them and to teach the beginners, but basically we have one coach.
And who is that?
That is Miguel Cáceres, who is one of the great, probably arguably one of the top 4 or 5 flyers ever on this planet that we know of, and he did, broke all sorts of records, did triple and a half in the same show, went to Monte Carlo, was with Ringling, Big Apple. I mean, he's the man, and he's our sensei. I mean, he's like a Buddha to us.
And once people have completed the program, where do they go from there?
Well, our first flyer went right to Ringling, which made us look like geniuses, but it was the flyer that was the genius. And they've gone to major circuses. We have a few in dance companies like Momix and Zool Dance, which are more athletically inclined companies. We've had people in, goodness, there's a whole big long list. Circus Fusion, Cirque de la Mer, Cole Brothers Circus, Jordan World Circus, lots and lots of, there are an enormous number of circuses, especially around the U.S., that travel, and the Flying Pages, the Flying Cortez, Let's see, there are lots and lots. Those are the ones I can think of off the top of my free head.
So basically, once they've actually been through the program, there are lots of opportunities for professional circus artists then to gain work in circus.
Absolutely. People always ask about Cirque du Soleil, but they have their own training facilities, so that's not really our goal. We have a lot of teachers that come out of that system, but there are lots of circuses. There are lots of forms that use circus arts within theater, within dance. So people who come out of here with a great big bag of tricks and very well polished routines find work. Some of our students were in Pippin. One of our instructors was, and another girl that we trained in and out of our program was in that show, and that's Broadway. But they have, acrobatics and dance, and these were fantastic acrobatic dancers. So,
Suzi, that's great. Thank you.
You're so welcome. It's so nice to see you again.